What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of The Journey. The Journey to Success podcast, baby. This is what, the 15th? The 15th episode, baby. We the numbers is climbing up, but for those of you who are new to the podcast, this podcast is about the journey. This podcast is about the climb, getting to where you want to get to, growing. You know, this podcast, it's the climb, baby. It's the climb, like for real. Like we're not sitting here telling you, oh, we already done made it. We already here. No, we going through this with you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like we just two dudes that's on a mission, who trying to save the world, basically, trying to encourage and empower the world.
One black male at a time.
Right. So maybe you don't know what your purpose is. This podcast is for you. Maybe you don't know what your gift is. This podcast is for you. Maybe you're a beginning entrepreneur. This podcast is for you. Yes, maybe you're just a college student or a high school student who just like, yo, you just need a couple keys to get through life. This podcast is for you, people. A working adult podcast for you. This podcast is just for you.
Whatever,
like,
man, if you need a daily pickup, if you need something,
if you stumbled across this podcast, it's for you.
Yes, sir.
Right, so I'm your host. I'm the host, the co-host, you the co-host, chief executive. We all all the titles. But for real. But I'm your host, Destry Brandon. My co-host,
I'm the aka the show, the one with the mo.
The man with the momentum. That's what I like to call. Man, but if y'all recall, a couple podcasts ago, I believe episode 13. 12 or 13, I'm gonna have to check that. I put it in the show notes. But 12 or 13, we talked about habits, right? We talked about habits. We talked about habits that we can cultivate, little habits that are gonna help us get some wins in life, right? And so on this episode, I decided let's talk about the habits we need to get rid of. Right? The simple habits that we need to get rid of. None of these on this list. I made a list, guys, so you know it's real. But none of these on this list are hard.
Well, let's go back to the other one real quick, because you offered being challenged.
Right. So also, just give us results. So how's it been? How's it been?
It's been a struggle.
Yep. No doubt.
Habits aren't any easy things to make.
Thank you. No,
especially let me say that a little bit better.
Ahead.
Good habits.
Yeah, good habits. Because it's easy to make them bad ones.
It's easy to make a bad one. It's easy to be lazy because bad habits come in the form of the least resistance. So what did I say? I was try the morning thing.
Yeah,
so
the
drinking
morning
water, exercising.
Yep. Let me get my water real quick. Go ahead.
Reading, exercising, water, and focusing in the morning. So I think for the first, I said I'll do this for about a week. It's about 2 weeks since then.
Right.
For the first few days, I was pretty consistent with all these things, but then I started noticing that I would do this, but I wouldn't do that. I would do that, but I wouldn't do this. So it was a struggle to be consistent.
Right.
But things that I did do, I always drank water in the morning. Yep. I've been consistent with the exercise. Yep. So even if it was just getting out the house and
5-10 minutes, whatever.
You know, air jumping rope, running in place, something for at least 5 to 10 minutes to kind of get that early morning juices going.
Right.
Where then I would try to write, but then I wouldn't read, or I would read, I wouldn't write.
Right.
Where I wouldn't just do any of them. I'd just get up, drink water, and go do work out, and just go through the rest of the thing.
Right. But okay. Let's analyze that real quick.
Uh-huh.
I like that because you tried them.
Yeah.
And you found you picked up at least 2 of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The drinking water and then the working out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't necessarily saying like, oh, you're gonna just be in the game and then boom, 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 you good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was more like, yo, it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna try this, but I'm gonna find a groove in something, and then that's when you add one at a time from there. So you're like, oh, I already got these two bad boys rolling. You know, roll your boat. You know what I'm saying? Gently down the street. So you got them 2 going. Mm. Now it's like, yo, let me get this other one going. So maybe you do those 2 for another 2 weeks, and then you add one more. And then 2 more weeks you add another. And then that momentum, man, it just keeps building and building and building and building, and the results are going to be crazy, man. You slim down even more. Are y'all seeing this? I'm just saying, are y'all seeing this? These methods work, people.
So yeah, bro,
work.
I lost about 3 pounds in them 2 or 3 weeks. 3-4 pounds. So, but as far, I do feel a little kick in the morning. I mean, that workout just wakes me up, honestly.
Right, the energy.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It gets me up. Usually, like I said, I'm not a morning person at all.
Right.
I get up, I'm groggy until I hit the shower. But once I get that workout in, then the shower just kind of actually just, I don't know, it's just an extra little boost in the morning. I normally drink water. I take supplements and stuff. But actually, like, having a purpose and a reason to drink more water, I don't know if I really saw a thing from that.
What, from drinking more?
Yeah.
But see, that's one thing that you're not going to really notice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even think
it's just because it's like, because of what it does for you. And it's a lot of times it's unnoticeable. You know what I'm saying? Because it does a lot of different things that you may not have noticed that if if we go down the list, so it might have just been a digestive thing that helps you out with that way. It might have been a more of an energy thing, right? It's more. It might be a little bit because it might be just a little energy boost. You might not even know. You know what I'm saying? But I know one thing that it does do for you drinking more water is your brain. Period. And remember, I told you got to watch Sean Motto. I think he said what 80%, 70. I don't want to butcher it. It's water. Is water.
But they
made
also
up.
Said,
you know what I'm saying?
It's something about I was getting into this show you put me on.
Yeah, Sean, listen, that's Sean Stevenson, the Model Health Show. You got to listen to it. It will change your life.
He said your brain handles 80 to 90% of its functions at night anyway.
Right.
So all that stuff and all these things have what they would call brain waste.
Right.
And getting up and drinking that water kind of
dumps that out. Remember I was saying that. Remember I was like, it's like your mental stool.
Yeah. mental
yeah, for real.
But
it refreshes you, man.
Just to know that it's doing something. I think it's more like okay, well I know I might not notice it, but you could definitely see the
results from the energy. How sleep at night? Is it sleep getting a little better or what? Sleep getting better?
I've never been a good sleep, but I think that's because one, I'm a night owl. And I'm always up on this or up doing something at night.
So it might just be that you just need
to just more
digress a little bit.
Yeah, that's more of me. But as far and also when I was doing the writing, whenever I would write, I find it helped me focus. It did help me. I would notice that I would have.
It helps you get that.
I would have goals for my day. Yeah. So like, okay, guess what? I'm gonna do at work. I'm gonna finish all my work by this time. I'm gonna do this. Then I'm gonna do that.
Yep.
And then when I would read in the morning. That was probably another one. I didn't really probably another unnoticeable health fact, health assistance, whatever.
Yeah, and that's stuff that you don't see till a long time. It's like a compound effect thing.
Yeah.
You don't see that. You don't see that until you need it. Like for real. Yeah. Like something that's gonna pop up when we go into the schools and we coaching and mentoring and we speaking into their lives. Some of that stuff is gonna pop up. You're not even gonna realize it. So that's a lot of this stuff is compound. You ain't gonna see it for weeks and weeks and months.
I would like I said, I would encourage you to implement these things. Like I said, just from those few things, the exercise and the
writing or the water.
Exercise in the water.
Yep. The exercise in the water big. Yeah. Like if you don't do no other ones, I'd rather if it was 3, I would say okay. If it was 3 to 4, it would be water, 5 to 10 minutes exercise. Read a page. If nothing else, read a page. Read a quote. You know what I'm saying? Get something in. Write.
In writing.
Write something. And it could be a paragraph. Excuse me, an affirmation, a paragraph. It could be, today's about to be the best day of my life. I believe it. I receive it. Boom.
Yeah, that I think that was kind of difficult. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna write about? Like,
right.
I had no kind of just.
And it just write anything. You could be like, my head itches. Yeah, whatever.
Like that, so.
It just allows you to dump some of the stuff because sometimes our mind gets so cluttered, man, and we just need to jot some stuff down, journal some stuff out, and I feel like, bro, it helped me go through when I was going through, bro. Just like something that you can just put your emotions into. Because sometimes people can't understand you. Sometimes you feel like you don't even want to talk about it. Sometimes, you know what I mean? But that page right there is like your therapy, bruh. It's like your therapy, man. But, okay, let me switch over a little bit and talk about kind of what I've been trying to implement along those lines, For me, man, I've been pretty consistent just because I had this ball rolling for a while. But I've noticed that on days where I think I need to do better at forecasting. Right? So I'm planning my day, but when it doesn't go that way, I don't have a
backup,
like a stuff hits the fan plan. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happens sometimes, especially when you got kids. You know, I plan, okay, let's do the podcast. Jace gets sick or something. All right, so we need another day just in case. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's, I'm gonna read 10 pages tonight, but then my daughter stays up a little later. She crying. She ain't feeling well or whatever. You know, I need to have a backup plan for that. Okay, what am I gonna do? Maybe I need to hurry up. Maybe I need to get these pages in the morning. And then that way, anything else I read is extra. Yeah, so for me, it's just about forecasting. This is why we say this is the journey.
Yeah.
This is why we say this is the journey, man. This is the climb. We trying to put together a strategy. We trying to do it all. And we just sharing that with you, man. Like any small wins we get, any failures we get, we just trying to share it with you. We being real transparent. You know what I'm saying? We ain't telling no lies. We told you, we effed up. You know what I'm saying? A few times on this, but we have more wins than losses.
Yeah.
We have more wins than losses with this. And that's why I said measurement. But I don't want to get too far. That is on the list, but I want to dig into our first segment.
Uh-oh.
Our first segment. You know what's crazy?
What's crazy, brother?
Man, you know what's crazy? It's crazy, bro. It's in this journey, on this journey, it's you versus you.
That's true.
Like, it's you versus you. Only you can stop you. And only you can make you do it. You know what I'm saying? Only you can make you get to where you want to go. And only you can stop you from getting to where you want to go. It's you versus you.
That is true.
Nobody can stop you. Your environment doesn't stop you. Your sex, your gender. You know what I mean? None of those things stop you. Your ethnicity. No, it doesn't matter. Only thing that stops you is you. And that's kind of like what we're writing about in the book. We actually going to have a chapter called You Versus You in the book, man. It's just like, in this life, that's what it is. So let's do this. Let's give them an example of a time in our lives where we had to get out our own way. Ooh. You want me to go first?
No, I'll go.
Okay.
For me, it's my health. That's all.
Oh, see the transparency, baby? Yeah. You see, look at this. This is therapy, bro. But you go ahead, man. For
my
real.
Health, man. So like, I had to be like, I don't know, man. I didn't like how I was feeling, bruh.
Right. And you had it.
And I'm eating this shit. I'm doing this shit. I ain't sleeping. I'm the one not doing all this crap. So it's not like I can't get you to, hey, eat this for me. Eat this healthy stuff for me. I'm gonna eat this. Go sleep.
Right. Right.
Go work out for me.
Right.
Do that.
Right.
You gotta do it yourself. So, but I wasn't. I was lazy. I was sedentary. I would coach. I would wrestle, but. Then I go home and bang out a bag of chips. I go home and eat a bunch of pasta and bread or some stuff. Right. So it was counterproductive. Right. So
kind of like we self-sabotage a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And then I'm mad at the world when everything. Once I understood that everything that I'm dealing with, going through in my own life, is because of me.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because of me.
Yeah.
Because
you are literally in the driver's seat. You know what I'm saying?
You are the architect of your destiny.
Ooh.
So then you got.
You can't just say that. You gotta say that slower, bro. You gotta get them to that easy. You are the architect.
You are the architect.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, well, like you said, my daddy, my mom,
right.
This,
so many
that,
excuses.
Yeah, bro. Like,
and they could be good reasons, but they turn into excuses after you keep using them and using them and using them.
Yeah. I mean, not even that. I would just say, like, if you're anything that outside of death, my guy, like. Your death, not your mama's death, not outside of you dying.
Right.
Is an excuse. It's a reason not to do something.
True. Yeah, you're right, man.
If nothing else, flip it, use it.
Right, you're right.
It's a purpose.
And everything could be used.
Yeah, so I was saying,
every adversity, shoot.
Yeah, that's true.
Could be used.
So as I get to, once again, it's about taking control. The power is yours. Getting back up.
That's so deep, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we even scratched the surface on that, bro. Because literally, it is in your, like, it was a point in my life where I realized, like, bro, it's on you. Like, there's a point where you think, like, you really think, for some reason, you really think, like, man,
everything
because I grew up like this.
Yeah,
like you like, yo, I've always done it like this. Then you realize, like, your way may not have been the right way. Your parents' way may not have been the right way. You know what I'm saying? And it's come to a point where you like, I've been stopping me.
Yeah.
Like the part that I wrote, I'm kind of writing in the intro. I'm giving it to y'all sweet. Writing in the intro is kind of like, I'm setting it up kind of like a story. Like you're searching for this thing all along. This thing that's gonna save you, your purpose, your this, your that. And I'm like, you're searching your whole life. You're spending years and years and years and years only to come to your last breath and realize that it was you that you were looking for the whole time.
Trying to find you.
It was you. Like, it was all inside of you. Like your freedom was inside of you. The power was inside your champ. You know what I'm saying? The lifestyle that you always want to live. It's inside of you. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole, and I'm kind of setting that up. I'm like, I don't know where I want to take them. I don't know if I want to have them already on the deathbed. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Because like, I think that's what a lot of us do. We search 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. I'm trying to find my purpose. I'm trying to find what I'm supposed to do. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. And then boom, at the end of the life, you like, dang, it was really me versus me.
Even if they come to that realization.
Everything I needed.
Everybody doesn't realize that.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
People go their whole life searching
and that's why they gonna need.
Why am I here? What am I here to do?
What's
my purpose? What's my meaning?
And we talked about that. We gonna continue to talk about that because I don't think it's something that we ever gonna stop talking. It's not something we ever gonna stop talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because I want people to know their purpose. Because it's not this I'm looking and searching. It don't take all this time. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't. It really doesn't. So we're going to have to do another podcast on that, man. But, yeah, man, in this life, it's you versus you. It's you versus you. It's not what your mama did.
What you had to get out of your way?
Oh. What time? This just happened the other day. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because as I grow as in leadership, as a father, as a husband, I realize like a lot of times I got to get out my own way. Like, here's the thing, like, especially being a father and a husband, because I wouldn't grow up in that. So I didn't know fathers and husbands. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the thing that I struggle with is a lot of times I got to get out my own way. Is like, yo, I got to be able to know my wife and know her language and know my kids' language and everybody else's language. Sometimes I'm expecting them to know my language. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm expecting them just to understand where I'm coming from or understand what I'm trying to say or what I'm trying to get at, and I'm not really talking their language. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes as a man, I gotta learn. I gotta be patient. So I gotta, but then I want to be like, but you the one did this. Yeah. That's why, you know. But it's my approach. So I'm learning to get out my own way because a lot of times I'm stopping myself from being more effective as a parent or as a father or as a husband. You know what I'm saying? But I can get even more specific. You know, times that I was in my own way with school. Let's just say that because that's something I've struggled with my whole life. From middle school to high school, I got expelled from middle school, barely graduated out of high school, went on to college and failed at that for a while until I started turning around. And I remember, bro, it was at the 2013. You know what I'm saying? 2013, I always talk about it, but that was a turning point in my life where I'm sitting at this position where I can't take care of my family, bro. I'm a grown man living in another grown man's house. You know what I'm saying? With a family, bro. A son on the way. Like, a wife, bro. And it made me realize, because I was blaming everybody. Yeah. Oh, it's because this person did this. It's because my job messed up on my check and my money didn't come through. But really, it was me. Because once I realized it was me, I got out my own way, and my life is
10 times better.
A total 180.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So there's plenty of times where I realize it's me versus me. I think every day I'm like, because you didn't do something. It's like, for real, because we're measuring ourselves, how we talk about. Then we will see, like when you're talking about the habits, when you're talking about, there was something that we didn't do. There were some things that we said we were going to do that we did not do. And it's like, yo, it's me versus me. The only reason I didn't get it done was because of me. It wasn't because my alarm clock didn't go off. Yeah. It wasn't because, you know what I'm saying? I was too tired. It was because of you. So we gotta realize, man, like for real, I gotta come to that realization almost every day. Like, if I said I was gonna do something, I did not do it, it was my fault. Extreme ownership. Yeah. I even take extreme ownership in things that not really my fault.
When you delegate something, hey, if I give this to you, maybe I shouldn't have gave that to you.
Right. Maybe my leadership is off.
Yeah.
Because I thought you, for real. Because when you do that, you keep the power. When you could take extreme ownership of your life, of everything, every action, everything that you got yourself into, no matter was it good or was it bad, or if it wasn't even your fault, if you could take ownership of it, Maybe because you put yourself in a position. I don't know. But find a way to take ownership of it. You keep that power. And you don't get that power to nobody else. Nobody else deserves your power. Yeah. Like, for real, nobody deserves it. So I'd rather take ownership. So say, like, me and you writing this book. And I'm like, yo, I came to you with that concept of the part that I wanted you to write, right? And say, he didn't get it done. He did it. I should have seen the signs like, yo, my man not going to get it done. But obviously, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? But I should, if I gotta take ownership if that was the case.
But it's still on you.
Right,
Your name's on it just as well.
Right. And if he writes something and that offends somebody, I still gotta take ownership or whatever because I asked you. So even though it's not my fault, it really ain't.
I
but
feel that way too. Like, maybe I shouldn't have did that. Like, anytime, like, hey, can you do this for me and it don't get done?
Right.
I feel like it's on me.
That's the only way you keep your power, man.
At the end of the day, it is.
That's the only way you keep your power.
If I'm doing something, if I give it to you, that's still me trusting you.
Right.
Because you're especially if your name's not on it.
Right.
You know.
Right. Especially, man. Understand that. Yeah. And that's the thing, man. When you do that, I don't care what happens in this business. Between, like, I guarantee. Okay, I guarantee this. If I mess up the business, you gonna look at where you could have improved. If you mess up the business, I'm gonna look at. I'm not gonna be like, oh, Braylon messed it all up. Blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna be like, yo, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? That was wrong. Maybe he did do something that messed up the whole brand, but it was like, okay, I might have put him in, or he was in that position, I could have saw the signs, you know, whatever. Or maybe like, yo, it's 50-50 that happens and move on. I don't know, but take ownership. That way you can keep your power and continue to go on in life and continue to crush it. You know what I'm saying? You got to take the battle scars. This is battle scars.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah, bro. That's probably the longest you know what's crazy, but that's needed, man. That's needed, but let's jump into this, man. Let's jump into this, because this whole podcast is you versus you.
Yeah.
Right? So now we're talking about 10 habits that are killing you, killing your progress. 10 habits that are killing your growth. And there's no particular order, but I do think this one's the most important.
What is it?
You're comfortable. Comfort is killing you. Comfort is killing your progress.
I agree.
You're too comfortable, because you don't understand that growth is on the other side of discomfort. It's on the other side of inconvenience. Growth is on the other side of that. Okay, let's break it down. Last weekend, was any of that comfortable? Any of that workout we did?
No.
Was any like any from the time we started?
The ending of it.
We did hundreds of reps, bro. Even at the end. You see what I'm saying? Nothing was. But did we grow?
We did.
Did we? I mean, I don't even want to. I don't even want to bring them guns. So I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't even. You know. Start talking, you know, for real, bro. Like, nothing was comfortable about that, but growth came from it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, it's like, for real, growth. Yes. Growth came from it.
It did.
You know what I'm saying? But being comfortable killing you.
Change is uncomfortable. Any point blank.
And okay, let me ask you this: how often do you recommend? Say you a doctor. How often do you recommend growth? Let's say you describe at all times.
At all times.
So at all times you need to be what?
Uncomfortable.
We can close the case. Shut the podcast down. We done, baby. You know what I'm saying? For real. If you get out of your comfort zone, I promise you, man, like, you know how uncomfortable was this for me doing speaking, writing a book, because I did not grow up saying I wanted to do this, man. I don't think people get that. Bro. I think people think that when you do something, you just grew up saying you wanted to do it.
This person, they only know this person. They
know. They don't know
16, 17 district. Like, they don't know the 2006.
They don't know the one 7, that was 8, off 9. The hook, off the heezy. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that district. They don't know, man. I think the students don't even realize when I try to tell them, like, yo, I was cutting up.
Been there, done that.
You know what I'm saying? But I went every day. I'm uncomfortable, and I remember I went through a phase that was real uncomfortable, bro. Because it was you versus you. I had to look in the mirror and say, "You messing your life up."
Yeah.
I had to look myself in the mirror, like, look, you are messing you up. You blaming everybody. You blaming your father. You blaming poverty. You blaming your neighborhood. You blaming the school you went to. Nobody prepared you, but it's not your fault at all. No, I had to look myself in the eye, bro, and come to grips with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to play that music right there.
Life answers could be solved in an MJ song, yo.
Bruh. I'm starting with the man. But it's deep though. Because once I looked myself in the eye and was like, Destry, man, you got to take ownership because it's your life. And I'm talking to somebody right now. You got to take ownership because it's your life, guys. Like, no, it's nobody else's life. Yes, your mom might have did something to you.
Can't nobody live it for you?
Can't nobody live it for you. Yes, your father, your uncle, your friends, whatever. Somebody, your pastor, I don't know. Somebody did something to you. Mm-hmm. Right? Somebody did something. You know, something happened. I don't know. You got into an accident. I don't know. But you have to.
Real talk. Some of y'all, y'all might have been sexually abused. Yeah, sexually molested when y'all was little.
Yeah. Or physically, verbally abused, any type of abuse.
Any kind of abuse, any kind of.
You might have been told you ain't gonna never be nothing.
Your mama might have not been sick. Your daddy might have been abusive. He might have not even been there. You might have been adopted.
Right.
Whatever
at the end of the day,
everybody has a story. Everybody's on the same playing field at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Life is a level playing field.
Yep.
Everybody, you know, even because let's flip it. You wake up you might come into a family with a bunch of money. But ain't no love in the house.
Right. Oh. That's what everybody go through.
Or you might be broke, but your daddy and your mama love you.
Right.
They care for you. That's what I'm saying. Everybody, life is a level playing field. I don't care where you come
for every
from.
bad, there's 10 goods.
Bruh, whatever it is.
But here's the thing, man. You know the thing I tell myself? Your story is going to be the greatest story ever told.
Yeah.
Every time I face something. There's a point in your life, we going deep. There's a point in your life where every trial, every tribulation, every adverse situation you've been in is going to make sense. Mm-hmm. I realized the reason why I grew up the way I grew up, the reason why I didn't have my father, the reason why I grew up in poverty, the reason why I had a verbally abusive stepfather, you know what I mean? The reason why I had a alcoholic stepfather, you know, whatever. All for this, bruh. You know, all the students that I speak to, most of them don't got their father. Yeah. You know, most of them growing up in poverty, so I'm able to relate to them. And I thank God that he allowed me to go through those uncomfortable stages in life. Let me go through the fire. Let me go through all those things, because this is going to be the greatest story ever told. And you got to tell yourself that every single day. Yes, that stuff happened, but your story is going to be the greatest story ever told, guys. Like I can't even say it no better way, bruh. Like, me saying that just gave me the chills. Like, this gonna be the greatest story ever told. Like, I can't wait to watch your documentary. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I think about it now. Like, I think about life like, yo, somebody's walking around with a camera, documentary, documenting my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. That's how I think about it. I'm like, dang, all this struggle that I'm going through, all this stuff that I'm going through, this gonna be the greatest story ever told. The greatest story ever told. So I'm not even gonna. I ain't sick with it, but sometimes I'll be like, dang, just bring on the trials. It's gonna be the greatest story. It's gonna produce another one of these. It's gonna produce another one of these. It's gonna produce more stories for us to tell when we going on the stage speaking. You know what I'm saying? So I've gotten to a place where I'm happy and embraced discomfort. I've gotten to that place. I'm okay with being inconvenienced every single day. So that's the number one habit. That's the number one thought process that's killing your progress, is that you are so comfortable. You cool with just chilling and watching your favorite TV show every day, not working towards your business, not working towards your growth outside of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you have achieved some stuff and you cool, you resting. You on your laurels. You complacent. And military taught me complacency kills, and some of you are complacent. Like, for real, you got the degrees. You made it. In your mind, you made it. For real. You like, yo, I made it. It's time to chill. It's time to relax.
Take a rest.
And I'm telling you from experience.
Okay.
Life gonna come. That's all I'm gonna say. Life gonna come. When you get complacent,
that way, man.
When you get complacent, life will sneak up and punch you dead in your mouth.
Caught you slipping.
Yep. And there's a lot of complacent people out here. Let's just be honest. You think you made it. You ain't even, like, for real, you ain't even halfway there. You ain't even nowhere near where God wants you to be. You know what I'm saying? And that should be something that you excited for. But instead, you like, yo, I'm here. I'm cool here. Look where I came from. I'm good.
I made it.
Right. As soon as you start thinking like that, at no point in my life am I going to say I made it. At no point. I don't even want to have that thought process.
So what is that? Number one.
That's number one. Let's be uncomfortable. Number two, you quit. You start and stop. You quit. Like, for as soon as it get hard, soon like, boom, you quit. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you got a lot, you balancing life. You going to school. You trying to build your business. You working a full-time job. You got a family. I'm talking about me. You want to quit. You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, quitting always comes up, but quitting just isn't an option. And some of you have not decided yet that quitting isn't an option.
Make your mind up.
Some of you have not decided that quitting is not an option. So quitting for you is still an option. Like, for real, quitting for you, even if it's a 1% option, it's still a backup plan for when life hits you with an unexpected blow. For real. And you quitting, you starting and stopping, and you like, okay, solution. Because we don't want to talk about the problem too much. Solution. Okay. You have to remember why you started.
Okay.
So you have to remember why you started.
Look at this, though. A lot of people just do things,
okay.
And they don't even have a reason for doing them.
Going.
A lot of people just do a lot of things, and they don't even have a reason for doing them.
You know what? That leads me into another one. You don't have vision.
Is that a...
That's another one I had on here, but what you just led me to alluded already to that. You know what I'm saying? For real, because you don't have a vision. Like you said, they doing it. They just doing it.
Just going through life.
Right. You ain't got no plan, no vision.
They doing with somebody what they think they should.
Or you want some money for it, or a car behind it.
No purpose.
Yeah. There's no real purpose. There's no passion in it. You just doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You have no vision.
I work with 1,000 of them.
Yeah. You have no vision. That's all that is. You have no vision. And in the Bible, bruh. Oh man. I hate to say it, but the Bible say my people without vision perish. My people perish because of lack of vision. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. How many people are like dead on the inside, no vision, bro? My vision keeps me alive, man.
Hey, man.
Like my vision for this, bro, is like not money, it's not cars, not none of that. I want to change lives, bro. I want to pour into this youth, this generation that is fatherless, this generation that don't even got a role model. I didn't have a male role model like that growing up. Like, I had a few people that came in and out. You know what I'm saying? My uncle was there, but he lived in Cali. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I couldn't be man to man, face to face, embrace to embrace. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't. That never happened. So you have to have a vision, man.
Yeah, you have to have a reason.
You just have. Wow. You have to have a vision. And that. Oh man, I wasn't even expecting to get there. I wasn't even expecting to go there, man, because a lot of people don't have nothing. Man,
even people that have, I see, kids. You got a family. You have a son. You got a daughter.
Right, and that's what's sad because you got kids and you don't.
Got a reason.
So you selfish.
2 or 3 reasons to do it, but you still just slipping through life, just walking.
Bruh, you selfish. You selfish.
Basically.
When you quit, you selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not just about you. You ain't thinking about the person who's looking at you, thinking they can make it because you made it.
Mm-hmm.
You selfish. You know what I'm saying? You quitting. You got a family at home. You selfish. You know what I'm saying? You sleeping in, you selfish. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get to all these things. You just like that's just it. This comes down comfort, selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Quitting, selfish. That's what this comes down to. You thinking about you. You think about you too much. Every single day you wake up, you thinking about you.
Mm-hmm.
Every move you make, you thinking about you. Everything you do, you thinking about you. Because I promise you, if you're, let's say this, for me, when I was overweight and I thought about, man, I got to get healthy. Why? Because my son about to be here. My wife, me and my wife had kids together. I don't want to be all laid out. I can't walk. I got the cane at 35. You know what I'm saying? We made this. I got to be. So I had to stop thinking about me and start thinking about how I'm going to feel. Oh, my muscles going to hurt. You know what I'm saying? I had to think about the result. I had to think about who I'm doing it for. And I'm telling you right now, if you're quitting, you're not. You're thinking about you. You're being selfish. You're not thinking about the people you're doing it for. I guarantee you got a reason why you do what you do. I guarantee you want to be around for the youth as well. Yeah. You want to be around for your mentees, for your kids, for your mom, for your nieces. You know what I'm saying?
So I didn't even my unborn babies
right
putting the reps in.
You in there, yeah, for real. And once you have that, once you get out of that mindset where you thinking about you, then it's like, yo, it's way worth it. I realized I had to do it, man.
It's no longer like
it's not an option.
You ain't dreading the gym. You look forward to the gym.
Yeah, and then once you start realizing how the gym makes you feel.
Oh yeah, it's endorphins. This is
everything
biological.
Man.
Working out is
go to that Shine Model Health.
Yeah, exactly.
The Model Health show.
Actually proven to improve your mood, confidence, everything in there.
Everything.
Like I said, any kind of exertion on the body, it releases these endorphins, and I can't remember all these
hormone, everything,
all this stuff, all these. Nothing bad about working out. There's nothing bad about it.
There's nothing bad about it.
You know what I mean? So I feel awesome. Like
right, man.
You know what I mean?
It's helping you with life, man. But when you do that, you realize, like I said, man, if it's just about you, I tell even students this, even as in school, when you're in school, if it's just about you, if you just in school and you like, yo, I'm just doing this for me, whatever, you do it, I'm just trying to get out of here, I'm just trying to breathe, I'm just trying to go breathe, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to get through with a breathe, you know what I'm saying, for real, then you selfish.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about your mom who sacrificed. You're not thinking about your dad who sacrificed. You're not thinking about your brother, your sister. And that's one thing that I realized, man, like, my mom is going to have to work until she dies if I don't do something. So I stopped thinking about me, and I'm like, yo, let me do something. And I pray to God that he allows her to live for the fruition of what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? Because my mom worked hard for us. She did the best she could, still working hard. You know what I'm saying? The best example of work ethic that I've ever had. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I'm doing this for her. I'm doing it for my wife. You know what I'm saying? Sacrificed her body, 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sacrifice a lot. You know what I'm saying? For us to be together, to do things. You know what I'm saying? To work as a family, to maneuver. I'm up every morning thinking about her. I'm thinking about my kids. They didn't ask to be here. So you got so many reasons. If you dig deep, you will find a reason to keep going. You will find a reason not to quit. And I think that's the only thing that you can cling to that won't let you quit. Because I promise you, no matter what,
no gonna stop.
Bro, no matter how long it takes, I'm so committed, bro. No matter how long it takes, even if I'm in my own way, I'll stay in my own way and keep going until I finally break. I'm not quitting. I don't care. I'm not quitting, bro. I don't care if I gotta sit out a year. I'm not quitting. You know what I'm saying? There's no part of me that's like quit. There's no part of me that's gonna let me quit. I don't think there's nothing in this life that can make me quit because I understand it's not about me. It's about those students. It's about the youth. It's about the people in prison or the juvenile that I'm going to speak to. It's about you. You know what I'm saying? It's about you. It's about you. You know what I'm saying? It's about all these people that's around here. Maybe somebody over there hearing us. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I know that I'm living my life I'm giving this energy out, baby. Amen. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Number 2 was you quit. You quit. Number 3, not consistent. Another selfish. Not consistent.
It goes back to like being comfortable.
Yep, it goes back to being comfortable. It goes back to quitting. This all like a revolving. It's all like a cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not consistent, and you wondering. And then this was crazy. You're not consistent, but you wondering where it's at. Like you're not consistent in your eating healthy. You're not consistent in your workout. You're not consistent in building your business. You're not consistent in putting out content. You're not consistent at a lot of different things. But you're expecting a result. And you don't understand the results going to come from the consistency only. Over time. Not just like, I was consistent in 3 weeks, you know.
So.
Take your time.
That sounds like insanity. But,
don't hit him with that. That was a little jab right there. You know what I'm saying? That was a little jab, brother.
What is it? Insanity? Is it doing the same thing the same way?
Yeah, expecting a different result.
Over, respecting just different results. So. If you're not consistent, you're not consistent.
Right.
You know. And
you're not gonna get nothing from that.
Yeah, my coach used to tell me nothing changes, nothing changes.
Nothing changes, man.
Coach Grundy.
Man, taught you life lessons. You know what I'm saying? Taught you stuff that you could take with you forever.
I know, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I used to hate that fucker in high school, man. But now I understand.
That's how it is, though.
I understand why he did. Like, I understand why he pushed that so hard. I understand why he did and said.
And it was beyond the mat.
Oh yeah,
and that's the thing.
That's what he says. And that's why I love the sport of wrestling, because it's the things I'm going to teach you on this mat you could use in your life. You will use in your life as young men and as young adults into grown men.
Right.
And so
all them lessons, man.
I swear, man, like I said, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if
you can take that theme throughout this whole thing.
You can take that through anything. Like, yeah.
If nothing changes, nothing.
When things change, things change. If nothing changes, nothing changes.
Right.
So if you're not doing that, if you're gonna just keep doing the same thing, the same way, the same time, the same whatever, ain't nothing gonna change.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Nothing's gonna change. So you gotta get uncomfortable. You gotta be consistent. You can't quit.
Right.
And that's when things change.
Right. Yeah, bruh. So you're not consistent. So that means you don't build any wins.
No.
Because remember, consistency gets you those small wins. Yeah. Small wins over time become momentum. Momentum pushes you forward into things that you never thought you could do. Right. So for us, consistency was waking up every morning and going every lunch period, practicing on the speeches. Right.
Every day.
Then going into the classrooms. Right, and then from there we built momentum, and then the momentum took us to conferences, took us to selling books and programs and all types of stuff. For
lunchtime, I just forgot you was even leaving.
Right,
I was expecting you to walk in.
Right, you had probably had to work. Word, you know what I'm saying? As soon as you walk in, but for real, man, for real. Matter of fact, this is how we gonna do this. We gonna get them 2 more, and then we gonna hit them part 2 next week.
Okay.
2 more. Let me see.
Let me pick one. Shit.
All right. Hold on. All right.
Give me one of these.
Go ahead, brother.
Doubt and fear.
Gotta hit it again, huh?
Doubt and fear. I like this. We used to call fears fuck everything and run.
Yep. That's what we call in the military.
Fuck everything and run.
Yep.
So, what you scared of? What you afraid of? I think the biggest fear is what others are going to think about you.
Oh, most definitely. Remember we said that.
Yeah,
what was that 2 podcasts ago?
Mm-hmm. Before I was this illustrious man that I am now, I used to have self-confidence issues. I used to be I used to just doubt myself all the time.
Right.
You know, I'm too big. I'm too this. I'm too that.
Yep. I'm not good enough. I'm not this enough. I'm not that enough.
You're right, man. But confidence is key, bro.
Yeah. Key to life.
Even at my heaviest, even at my most unhealthiest, I might have not felt good, but goddamn, I was confident.
Right. Yep.
You know.
Yep.
I was confident. I don't care what I was going to do. I don't care. I was confident.
Right.
Even if I didn't like I don't care. I was confident because beyond how I look, beyond how I feel, I know who I am.
Right. Ooh.
And so my health does nothing but to enhance me.
Right. Yeah. Getting healthy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It does nothing but to enhance me.
Right. Ooh, and you got to think like that. The things that you're trying to improve are just to enhance you, but you already good enough.
Yeah, exactly.
You already great enough.
So I had, and you know what? That's why I love this sport, man. Wrestling gave me that confidence.
Right.
Wrestling gave me that confidence. You know, it was, and it's on some man shit. When I step out there, and I'm looking at people either big ass or bigger than me, and I'm imposing my will on you.
Ooh.
That means I'm forcing you to bend to me.
That's on another level.
But again, see, it's more than physical. Not only physical,
it's mental.
I'm mentally dominating you. Because in my head, I've already won.
That's deep.
I step on the mat, I've already won.
That's deep. And you can take that in life. Like you should take that in life.
You should get out of the bed like I'm about to beat this day.
I'm about to dominate this day.
I'm about to beat
like you
this
thinking,
day.
Like you hearing that and you thinking like, oh, he's being big-headed. Bro. No, this is how you gotta approach the day. This is how you gotta approach your life, or you won't get results. Like this is a dog-eat-dog world. Don't get confused. This dog-eat-dog.
It's rough.
I'm not telling you to be. I'm not telling you to be conniving and snaking. I'm talking about you need to get real. You need to be. Boom. Let's go. Let's wake up. Let's roll. Cause somebody else is waking up. Let's go, and they trying to outwork you for your dream.
Everybody. So
they trying to outwork you for your dream.
So that's what I was doubt and fear. It's the only thing you doubting and the only thing you're afraid of. You doubting yourself.
Right.
You're afraid of what others think about you.
I think you're more afraid of what you could be sometimes too.
You're afraid to be successful.
Man, I read this in this book. Oh my God, man.
You're afraid to be successful.
Many people he said something like many people don't know their full potential, but many more people don't even want to know.
Yeah.
They don't even want to know how powerful they are. Like for real, they don't even want to go through that. You know what I'm saying? They don't even want to put themselves in that type of fire.
You're afraid to be successful.
You afraid to be the real you because it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
It's not gonna feel good.
You're afraid to step out. I mean, and this again, this is anything. Even you know, I have a couple friends. Well, it took them a while. You know, they're gay. They took them a while to kind of come out because they're afraid of what others gonna think. They're scared to be themselves.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, you're right.
Or even with this, man. Like, or even if you want to do something, but you scared. Oh man, well, what they gonna think if I want to do this? Or maybe I want to go be a nurse. I want to be this. I want to be that.
How about this? Let's talk about this. Because this is I think this is the hardest one. Excuse me. Where you put everything into one box, but then you realize you really want to do this, but you're afraid of what people are going to say because you said you were going to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of people who are in a field that they don't want to be in no more, but they're still doing it because they told everybody and they don't want that embarrassment of saying, oh, what you don't know what you want to do with your life. Oh, you blah blah blah.
You really do.
You know what I'm saying? But it's your life. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Back to that what we said in the beginning. This is your life, guys. Like for real, this is your life. You are the architect of your own destiny. Yeah. Like you are literally. This is what I loved about this book. Let me break this down real quick. This is what I loved about writing the book. Out of everything, it's my canvas.
Yeah.
I write what I want to write in that mug. You know what I'm saying? I spill what I want to spill in that mug. Ain't no rules, ain't no regulations, and that's how you got to be in life, guys. This is your canvas. Write on it what you want to write on it. Make the mistakes that you want to make. You know what I'm saying? Make the mistakes. Maybe you don't even want to make them, but own up to them and be like, yo, I did that. I messed up. This is my life.
Nothing you can do about it now.
I'm the architect. You ain't. You know what I'm saying? This ain't your life. I'm not stopping you because I did something. You know what I'm saying?
And so I think that's it. Because what am I worried about you for?
Yeah. Why am I? And matter of fact, you worried about them. They probably not even worried about you.
That's
you think that they worried about you, and they not even worried about you. That's what fear is. Fear is making up something in your mind that has not happened and probably will not happen.
No. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said before, like I said on the last podcast, my life is not in physical danger when I step out on the stage, but for some reason there could be some fear attached to that.
Of course.
I'm not in danger. You know what I'm saying?
Because all you thinking about is how,
somebody gonna look at me.
Yeah. What they gonna think about me?
Once again, selfish.
Yeah.
Selfish. This list right here, man, selfish. You selfish.
Again, get out of your own way.
You get out of your own way.
The only thing you doubting is yourself. The only thing you fear.
We will hit on doubt, fear, purpose every day if we have to.
Bruh.
Because fear is literally stopping people. And you don't even realize, this is what I love. You don't even realize, you know how they say life and death is in the power of the tongue. You know how they say that, right? Mm-hmm. That's saying that's out the Bible. That's a quote out the Bible. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Mm-hmm. Right? So you can speak life. You could either speak life or you could speak death. Okay. Right? So to speak of death is any negativity, speaking life is positivity. Okay. We don't pay attention to the people who are speaking death into our lives, though.
You might not even know it.
How many people, let me ask you a question. How many people in your life are speaking life into you versus how many people in your life are actually speaking death? And when I say speaking death, sometimes it's not just direct negative, like you ain't nothing. Sometimes they're speaking their fear into you. And you believe in it. Girl, I don't know if I would do that. You know when I tried it. Girl, I don't know. Or your mama or your dad or your grandparents, I don't know. What you gonna do? You ain't got no this, you ain't got that. Listen to me. Listen to this. Do you have faith or not? Is this your life or not? You gotta go. And if you make a mistake, get back up. If you make a mistake, get back up.
Oh, what's gonna happen?
If you get knocked down, get back up. You're gonna be embarrassed.
Oh, your feelings gonna be
Dust yourself off and get back up.
That's it.
That's it. Because like a lot of times, like I said, we're letting other people speak their fears over us. I get it all the time, especially being an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. You get it all the time. What you gonna do about this? What you gonna do about that? Listen, I don't know, and you didn't know every part of your life either. You know, all I know is that I'm trusting in God and I'm doing the work.
Figuring yourself.
All I'm doing is controlling what I can't control.
That's what it's at.
That's all I'm doing. So you want to hit another one, or you want me to hit one? I like number 4. I'm just gonna be honest. I like number 4.
No measurement.
No measurement. No measurement. You have no measurement. You're not measuring. You're not measuring. This is what's killing your growth. Number 4 or number 5. This is number 5. We're gonna give you number 5, and this is it. You are not measuring your growth. And I have a big problem with this in my own life. Okay. Because I measure and then I'll forget. Then I get the ball rolling, get the momentum, and I won't write it down no more. Now, I'm still doing it, but I'm not writing it down so I can see it. You need to have a measurement. When I talked about creating the big 3 a couple podcasts ago, you have to create 3 things that you know that are going to make you successful, that I know are going to get you small wins, that are going to build to big wins compounded over time. All right, so 3 things. So for me, every morning I got to write. Every morning I got to speak. Every morning I have to read. Every day. Every day. I got to do those 3 things for at least an hour. And I know if I do that for at least an hour, I get further in my career, further in my destiny, further in my purpose, further to where I need to be.
Yeah, man, you just building upon yourself.
Right, so you have to measure that. You got to write that down every day. Did I do that? Yes or no? And really track yourself. Did you spend that full hour, or were you on the phone? That's the problem I have. So I get distracted a lot of times. I'm being real. This is the journey. I get distracted. Sometimes I get unfocused. Sometimes I'm not motivated. Sometimes I'm not empowered. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because they just think that when you get into this, that you just always motivated. You always this. Half the time when you do this,
you get tired.
No, half the days this is the loneliness thing because you're so consumed with feeling everybody else. Nobody's pouring into you like that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's just you pouring into you. Sometimes you need people to pour into you.
I think that's what I mean. Because I've with this, there's really no way to measure this, honestly.
Right.
Outside of like the girl or the wrestler that called me.
Right.
You know, those things kind of, they tell us, okay.
Yeah, they tell the story.
We're doing something right.
Yeah.
You know, all right, well, something we're doing is, reach one, each one, something like that. So so I think we should do that. We got to find a way to kind of
create a measurement.
And I think we can. This is a way. This right here.
Go ahead.
Because we can look back from this show to the first one.
Oh, sound was weak.
Sound terrible. We shooting on that.
You know what I'm saying? For real.
lighting horrible. We in a classroom.
And this is how I was going to do it. Every 25 episodes, we're going to look back and see how, you know what I'm saying? Just like a measurement. Yeah, like a recap. And then I started getting a little bit more structure with it because really, we was coming off of we was going off of one idea and just rolling. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we was killing it. Like for real, we was giving but now I'm like, yo, let's give them a little more context.
Let's get some structure.
Measurement.
You know, next thing you know, like I was saying, with some lights.
Right.
We're not gonna have to run outside every day or hope to catch the sunlight. Right. Because winter's coming.
Yeah.
Then what?
Let me give you this with that measurement thing. You have to measure. You have to measure where you are, right? You have to measure every single step. And I'm gonna say this. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Yeah. But measure yourself against the standard.
What's the standard?
Now let me say this. In the industry, right? So say we're doing a podcast. There's a standard for podcasts, right? Like we look at the top 10 podcasts in every category, there's going to be something that's the same. It could be structure, it could be sound quality, it could be a lot of different things, right? Mm-hmm. We have to fix ourselves to that standard. But we never need to compare ourselves to somebody else's journey.
Okay.
Right? Now we need to like I said, we need to measure ourselves. So if you're trying to be a singer, you need to measure yourself against the standard in the industry. But you don't need to compare yourself and say, oh, I'm not that person.
I ain't Beyonce.
Yeah. You still need to be you, but you need to measure yourself against the standard. What can you improve? Do you need more dance choreography?
Okay.
Do you need to fix your sing? You know what I'm saying? Don't ever compare, but measurement is important. I have to, as a speaker, I want to be the top speaker in the world. You know what I'm saying? So I got to look at top speakers, Tony Robbins, Eric Thomas, you know what I'm saying? Les Brown, Inky Johnson. You know, I got to look at these people. I can't just say, yo, I want to be there. Lisa Nichols. I can't just say that. Harriet Turk. You know, I can't just say that. I gotta listen to Pierre. I gotta do all these different things. I gotta measure myself up against a standard because if you don't measure yourself, you're gonna be somewhere you think you are and you're not really there. You see what I'm saying? In your mind, you're going to think that you're somewhere that you're not.
Of grandeur.
Yeah, when you don't measure yourself, when you don't measure where you are, if you don't keep a track record, you will eventually lose count. You know what I'm saying? You will eventually be like, shoot, I think I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I think, like, we can sit here and never measure this podcast and think that we're killing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times the views ain't going to tell it. Like, it could be 1 million people viewing this. That don't mean that we're the standard. You're not at the standard. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that we're going to get sponsorship, or whatever. So there's a standard that we have to measure up to, but never compare. Never compare yourself. So, man, you want to switch over to the next segment, man, or you want to add something to that? Did you want to add something to that?
The next segment.
To measurement, or did you want to do the next segment with the word? So this is part one.
I think we're good here. I just want to
reiterate.
This is important to me, man. Like, don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry to cut you
off. No, do it, man.
I'm gonna go back to the doubt and fear, man. Like,
go back.
Only thing you're doubting is yourself. The only thing you fear is probably failure.
Right.
And again, failure is only when you don't give it your all.
Right.
So if you give it your all and it bombs, you didn't fail.
You didn't fail, no. And if you prepare, now let's just put it in context, because somebody gonna say, oh, I gave it my all, but you didn't prepare.
Yeah.
Let's say you prepared. You did everything in your power. So if you're in school, you went and got the tutor. You stayed after school.
Well,
you did YouTube.
I think if you're not preparing, then you're not giving it your all.
There we go. I just wanted to elaborate on that just so people could get it. You know what I'm saying?
Let's cut that out. If you ain't preparing, you're not giving it your all.
Right.
Point blank.
So when he say giving it your all, he means you're prepared. You did everything.
Of that, whatever.
You did everything humanly possible.
So if you gotta give a science project, you did your research. You did the diagram.
Right.
You did the demograph or the demo, whatever it is.
You did everything.
You did everything you could to the best of your ability.
And didn't meet the mark.
And if it didn't meet the mark, that's not a failure.
That's not a failure. That's growth.
That's a lesson learned. Yeah.
That's a lesson learned. If you look at the lesson and you learn the lesson and you grow and you do better next time, that's growth.
So don't doubt. And again, that's failure. Don't fear failure.
Right.
Don't fear nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. What is there to be afraid of?
There's nothing to fear.
Don't doubt, and I said don't doubt yourself because I used to doubt me.
Bro, don't even get me started.
And I hated living in that. I don't even like.
It's prison.
Why?
It's prison, bro. It's prison.
What am I doubting myself for? Because
you haven't even tried.
Bruh, yeah.
It's the
or whatever. Because my thing was just like how I felt about me. I would doubt myself because how
you felt about you,
how I felt about me, and how I thought people felt about me.
Right, and it was all your perception. Actually.
Yeah, exactly.
And like you said, that's close to. That's almost an insane.
Yeah, man.
Because they not even thinking that of you.
No, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You thinking that of you, and you projecting that on somebody else.
And that's what I come to find. Like,
that's all that doubt is.
Yeah, man.
That's all. Like,
what I'm thinking is totally different from what they're thinking.
Right. They probably think you great.
Yeah. That's what
and you know, I struggle with that too. I struggle with that too because no matter how hard, no matter how good, how much I gave it, how much ever, I'm always like, I could better than that. You know what I mean? But most people are like, yo, just chip for a second, just be like, yo, this was good. Let's build from here. But doubt is something that it's something that you're gonna have to work out of your life because it's always gonna be there. But doubt is that loser. Yeah, like for real, like you gotta understand, you got a loser in you and you got a champion in you, and doubt is coming from the loser's voice.
Yeah, man.
And the champion has to be louder, so you gotta catch it. That's the only way to stop doubt. You have to catch it and replace it. You have to, matter of fact, write the doubt down and read it and see how stupid it is. Like you gotta put doubt into its place. Like you gotta shove it in your. You know how they say when the dog used the bathroom in the house or something, you gotta put the dog nose. I don't know. Uh-huh. You know what I'm saying? I think you gotta put your nose in it. Like you gotta write it down and put your nose in the doubt and see why. Like what was it? Like what?
Nothing.
I'm afraid. I'm doubting myself. Blah 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 because I don't think I could be a good author. You ain't never wrote a book.
I mean,
just do it.
Yeah, man. Whatever.
You're gonna help somebody, and if you do it for the right reasons, you're always
I think
good.
This goes beyond business.
This is
like I said. It was how my image, how I felt.
Yeah. It goes
like I said, how people are thinking. Like I see a lot of insecurities in these classrooms.
Oh, no doubt.
And people cover them up with this. They
personas.
They try to hide them behind. Oh, I don't give a care, or I'm tough. I'm thugging. I'm this. I'm that. They try to hide how they really feel behind these, like you said, personas. These shields they feel. You know what I mean? Because honestly, I've met a lot of people who ain't even really about this kind of stuff, bro.
You know, they just insecure.
Bruh, so you gotta try to put up a front, basically.
Void. You feeling the void. Yeah. You feeling the void.
You know, because you scared to be you. You think people won't accept you as you. They will.
Yeah. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You are you, so you can't.
And if it comes down to it, somebody will like you. You don't need everybody. Everybody doesn't have to be your friend. You know, I got.
As a matter of fact, they don't need to be there.
I got 3 friends.
Yeah.
One of them is right here. Honestly,
I
know a whole lot of people.
Right.
But I got three friends.
And one of them might be family.
Yeah, and I got 3 of them, and I can call them any time. And we don't even have to talk every day, but I'm gonna call them, and it's like we spoke 5 minutes ago.
Let's go.
I got 3 of them.
Yeah,
that's all I need.
And doubt is something, man, that you may not have even realized, but you've surrounded yourself in it.
Yeah,
you surrounding yourself around people who doubt themselves. You're doubting yourself. You're watching negative stuff. Like, your whole life is negative. The only way to kill doubt is to saturate it, to submerge it, to strangle it with positivity. Yeah. Like, if you want to kill doubt, kill it with positivity. That's the only way to kill it. You have to continuously speak into your own life. You got to get around people who are going to speak in your life. Maybe you got to watch Eric Thomas, watch TGIM every day and have him speak into your life. But every single day, if you got doubts in your mind, you need to speak into you. So you need to pour. That's what it was. I poured into myself. Until I could start believing it, I listened to it. Until I started believing it, I wrote it down. Till I started believing it, I surrounded myself in it. Till I started believing it, I got around nothing but positivity, and then it ended up rubbing off. That's just you know what I'm saying? But you got to do it for long enough. You have to get the negative people out your life. I'm sorry, you got to do it. Yeah, you have to do it. You got to get the negativity out of your life. Anything that's negative. Anytime you think a negative thought, you have to catch it. I got a beat up car. At least you got a car. Yeah. I got to walk. At least you got feet. You know what I'm saying? I'm only making $9.50 an hour. Everybody else making $20. At least you got a job. At least you got a home. At least you got, you know what I'm saying? So when you got doubt, you just got to replace it with the positive.
That's it, man.
When you got doubt, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm cute enough. Listen to me.
You got to love yourself.
Right. You gotta love yourself. That's the end of the day. Let's leave him with this, man. Let's leave him with this. Nobody's gonna be able to love you better than you.
Nobody should love you.
Nobody should love you better. Oh, that's deep. Except for God. God's the only one that's gonna love you better than you. Like seriously, you have to love you enough. You gotta love you enough to get uncomfortable.
That's why I said
to not quit, to be consistent, to measure, to overcome doubt. You gotta love you enough because this is your life. You gotta love you enough. Like for real, if you don't love yourself, listen. The reason why we're able to do this is because we love ourselves. Yeah. We can't love you. We can't pour into you if we didn't love us. Yeah. The reason why we're able to go into the schools and speak to those students because we love ourselves. The reason why we're able to write this book, when you love yourself, you free yourself. When you love yourself, you're able to fly.
I like that because it releases you from all these tethers.
These bondage.
These tethers that,
yeah.
Oh, well, what's she going to think? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I love me. What's she going to think? Doesn't matter. I love me.
Exactly. Does he like me? I don't care. I like
Doesn't matter. I love me.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm able to step in a room full of people who don't want me there because I'm like, I love me. I step in the conference like, who is this dude? Why is this dude speaking? We got old man over there. I love me. Now let me speak into your life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I love me. So we want to leave you with that, guys. Love you. Love you enough to live your best life. Love you enough to get people away from you that are doubt. You know what I'm saying? That are negative. Love you enough to kill doubt. Love you enough to step out of fear. Love you enough to step into your purpose. Love you enough to put yourself in an uncomfortable position. Love you enough to continue to fight for your dream.
Love you enough to change.
Love you enough to change. Love you enough to be consistent. Love you enough to measure yourself. Measure your wins. Measure where you're going. Love you enough to have a vision. Just love you enough.
Bless.
Be blessed.